So we made it. Wednesday, 3 o'clock, we're live. And guess where I'm at, guys? I'm married to a crazy redhead. You see, 2 days ago, she goes, hey, why don't we go to the beach? So I'm like, okay. She goes, in like 3 days. So here we are. We're down at the beach again, guys. I'm sitting at a harbor right now. See all the boats? Check it out. Kind of neat. And I've been racing around like crazy, trying to find the right spot to shoot this video at, because you got to find good Wi-Fi, good setting, where you're not interrupting everyone. That's challenging, guys. So here I am at the harbor, overlooking everything. And here's my little setup, guys. See my chair? I stole it from the pool area over here. So don't tell anyone. I'll put it back, I promise. And I got a coconut sheath here that I'm going to prop my phone in. Away we go. I hope you have fun on this. Oh my gosh. We are in Florida. We're at Sanibel Island like normal. Yo, Christine, I see you. What's happening, Colleen? I see you. George Jacobs, dude. George, I see you, dude. So guys, this is a fun one. This conversation was inspired by a young man that I know that is absolutely brilliant. The kid's going major places with his life. Oh, what's happening, Christina? I see you. Oh my gosh, guys. So we're in Florida. And it's like 85 degrees here. It's been sunny every day. Like I said, my wife is a crazy redhead. She just goes, let's book a trip, and we go. So today's talk, it's all about communication. It's about how we can communicate on ninja level. It's all about communication. I think it's for the hearts, guys. I love that. Oh my God. Yo, Teresa at home. Thanks for answering my call earlier. I'm walking out the door looking for a place to shoot this thing, and I accidentally called Teresa. She's probably in the vineyard room right now with Sally, and I bet you they're sitting around watching this. So what's happening, guys? Thanks for holding the fort down. We're grateful. Okay, so it's all inspired by a young, brilliant man. God, I love this guy. He asked me, he goes, how can I communicate in ways that's more positive, I can have a bigger impact, and get more what I want out of life? Yo, Lori, I see you. Carol. So here it is, communication on stealth mode. I hope you enjoy this. I wrote this on the flight down. It was so much fun. How to communicate, how you communicate can make or break your life. You with me on this? Communication is everything. I'm with you, Ken. Bring back some sunshine. I heard it was pouring there yesterday. Oh my God. The poor guys, they unloaded boxes in the rain, man. So we are communicating all the time. You with me on this? We're always communicating. And the way you communicate with the world around you is exactly how you are perceiving the world around you. And by the way, it's also how you're perceiving yourself. I believe that we communicate with the world based upon our self-image, not based upon what we're seeing, right? Have you ever noticed that some people, they're just more fun to be around? I've noticed that. You ever noticed that? Some people are just more fun to be around. This has to do with their quiver of communication skills. Steve, I see you, dude. What's happening? Steven, I love the cheers, man. Has to do with their quiver of communication skills. In fact, I think the most powerful ways of communication actually don't include words at all. It's a look. It's a glance. It's shaking your head, yes or no. It's hand gestures, right? It's body language, like, I don't know, right? It's stuff like that. It's the ultimate silence. Silence is one of the ultimate communicators, isn't it? You with me on that? By the way, in a conversation setting, silence is agreement. I love the hearts. I love the smiley faces, guys. Silence is agreement. If you are in a conversation with someone, they say, you know, I really don't like what they did to that person over there, and you are silent, you just agreed with the statement. Silence is agreement in communication. By the way, we're always communicating. Have you ever been in a room and there's a couple off to the corner somewhere having an argument, and they're not even talking to anybody else in the room, but they're impacting everybody in the room? We are always communicating on some level. I believe the real difference in people, it's in energy. It's an energy. It's not in education. It's not in IQ. It's not in vocation. It's the positive, the powerful vibration that everybody feels when they're around them. It's how they communicate with the world around them. You with me on this? Your communication and determination should never clash. Now follow me on this. Communication and determination should never clash. Here's what I mean. It doesn't matter how frustrated you ever may become. We should never mistreat people over things. People over goals. It's always people. Value people over the goal. It's people over things every single time. So here's an observation. If two people are talking and one's upset, the other person has to assume the calming downer position, right? If I'm upset about something and I might be going, oh man, I can't believe that the garbage is all over the floor here. Tiff's going to go, oh, it's okay. It's no problem. We'll get it cleaned up. That's the way it works, right? We assume positions in communication. Now imagine if I was upset about the garbage and Tiff got more upset than I was about the garbage. Now I need to assume the position of calming her down. Do you see this? This is something I tend to use all the time in communication, not in getting more upset than someone else, but forcing a position that someone must take in communicating. I like that body language. Gail, I'm with you, right? Man, it's kind of funny how the example shows that when we're communicating, we can open up voids that other people must fill. Here's another example that follows the same lines. And this is the example I wanted to use in this conversation. Imagine you're trying to get in touch with someone and they just won't return your call. Yo, Betty Gambucci, I see you, Betty. What's happening? They just won't return your call. You may want to learn about their product or something else, and when you finally get them on the phone, you could say to them, what the heck? You didn't return my call. What's going on here? The problem with this question is that it's most likely the answer is because you just weren't important enough to call you back. I mean, what other answer is it? If something's important, you're going to do it, right? So no matter what, the answer is not worth asking. Why didn't you return my call? It's just not worth asking because you've backed them in a corner. And people, like most animals, they bite when they're backed in a corner. Never back someone in a corner. Don't ever do this. Here's a better approach to that same situation. You finally get them on the phone. Hello, thanks for taking my call and taking the time with me. I'm so sorry. I may not be communicating very well. I've been trying to get in touch with you for so long now, and if I could do any better in the future, please let me know. Guess what you did? You just opened up a void that they must fill to take care of you. Because you said to them, how can I do better? What can I do better? How can I communicate better? They must assume the position of helping you. Just like that. This is communication on ninja level. Most people never do this because they want to get frustrated and angry at the person. That is so no way to do it, right? Open up the voids. You open up a void of compassion. Yo, Tina, I love that, right? God, you've taken the blame for their shortcoming is really what happened, isn't it? You took the blame. So now they have to save you. Isn't it the best ever? How could anyone else ever respond to that than just positively? You haven't given them any other options. It's always relationships over things, relationships over ego, relationships over whatever the other thing is. It's always relationships, always people. When communicating, you're communicating with people, period. Because in this scenario, you've assumed the role of apologizing and being humble and being kind. They must assume the role of forgiving, helpful, and uplifting. You've given no other option. That's the only position they can assume. Besides, in business, there is no such thing as business relationships. I've heard people say this. They go, well, it's a business relationship. There is no such thing as a business relationship. It's always personal relationships. 100% of the time. Always. Businesses don't do business with other businesses. People do business with people. That's the way it works. So it's always people, never business. And always remember, it doesn't matter what is going on, whether it's business and family, in life, people must trust you, then like you, then they'll work with you. It doesn't matter what you're selling and what business you're in. If they don't trust you and like you, good luck. I like that. Ken, amen. Andrew, dude, what's happening, man? The root cause of most communication problems is one person think they know better than the other person. This is my observation, guys. One person thinks they're higher than the other person. It all comes down to contempt. Do you think you know more? I don't think so. It's just not the way it works. And nothing can survive in a state of contempt. If anybody ever thinks they're better than someone else, that's just not going to work. It just isn't. And a lot of corporations have this whole thing inverted. I can tell you, the people at the top, they serve everyone that's below them, apparently. And the people that are below them are helping the people above be successful, and vice versa. And round we go. This is communication, right? When communicating with people, we should always think that the other person is doing the very best they can. I make that assumption all the time. They're just doing the best they can. They're doing the best they can. That's all they got. They're doing the best they can. By assuming that, we are always staying out of contempt, and we're assuming the best, and you're going to be able to have the best relationship with them. It keeps you humble, not arrogant, by the way. You've probably heard me say it before, to always convert problems into challenges. You've heard me say this, right? My name is Randy. I have no problems, but I have lots of challenges. Because guess what? Nobody wants a problem, but everybody wants a challenge. Everybody's up for a challenge. And always remove the challenge as far away from the person as possible when communicating. Here's what I mean by separating the problem from the person. On the phone call, the example that we were doing there, where you've been trying to get in touch with them without success, when you finally get them on the phone, The problem should never be with the person. It's with the company. Give them an out. Give them a way out. Say, I've been trying to get in touch with your company. I just can't seem to do it. What can I do better to communicate with your company? You've now given them an out and you've not blamed them for the communication. You'd say something like this: I'm so sorry. I've been trying to get a hold of, XYZ company for so long, and I'm just not sure where I'm going wrong, but I'm doing the very best I can. It's just not good enough. I've heard your company is so great to work with. Are you able to help me? What could they do from that moment on? Of course they're going to help you, because you've taken all the blame off of them, you put it all on you, and you've given them a good name to live up to. You've given them an out. You haven't given them any choice. They must communicate with you in a positive way. When you give people a good name to live up to, you know what I've noticed? They always live up to it, every single time. Man, taking an approach like this beats beats the alternative. And the alternative is, why don't you get back to me? What, am I not important to you? No one's gonna respond well to that, right? Man, here's the rule. Always let people save face. Always let them save face. In fact, find ways to let them save face. Give them an out. Find the ways. The world is smaller than we all think. It's true. There used to be this thing called 8 degrees of separation. I think it's more like 4 degrees of separation. Everyone on the planet. The world is much smaller than we think. And people are more connected than anyone can realize. The way you communicate with the world around you is like a vibration that you're sending out to the world. Positive or negative. People are feeling you. Positive or negative, right? And I believe we can only live a successful life if the people around us want us to be successful. That is the whole gist of this whole talk. There's so many managers and bosses and leaders out there that they think that, I'm gonna push. If the people don't want you to win, you ain't gonna win. It's that simple. No one can accomplish great things alone. I'm with you, Vincent. You gotta be a good listener. Dude, I'm with you on that. My gosh. Just like ethics and morals don't matter in a universe of one, in a world of a billion, communication is everything. The best communicators in the world, they are people builders. They build up everyone around them. They find ways to give credit to other people. They take all the blame, and they're fast to forgive and very lavish with praise. They use the words us and we far more than I and me. They understand that they're projecting their confidence, or lack thereof, in every conversation they have with everybody around them. They know that by speaking uplifting, hopeful words of praise, they're actually lifting themselves up. By forgiving others, they're forgiving themselves. By encouraging others, guess what they're doing? They're encouraging themselves. And by loving other people, guess what they're doing? They're loving themselves. And remember, you are always communicating. And it's important to hear the things that are not being said. You with me on this? Guys, I love y'all. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for letting me write this. Thanks for letting me put it together. Can I walk around the harbor one more time? So here we are. We're at the harbor. My wife's a crazy person. Check it out. There were little fish in here. See a little fish? How neat, right? Guys, we'll be back on Friday. It's going to be an awesome weekend. We're planning great things. I love y'all. Thanks for being a part of my life. See you soon.